What's going on? My name is Paul Wolfinger, PDGA number 57266, and this is my in the bag for the Team Trilogy application. I'm using a Grip A-Series bag, liking the bag a lot. Let's get started on putters. For my putters, I recently switched over from the Innova AVR. I was trying to find something that worked for the AVR. I'm using the Matt Bell Mercy. It's a medium Mercy, liking that a lot. So I've got a bunch of Mercies here, in the DD basket. Liking the Mercy a lot for throwing and for putting. So the Mercy's cool, and when I'm really throwing the Mercy, this higher end plastic Mercy, the Opto, really holds the power nice. So liking that. If it's windy and I don't want to throw the Mercy, throwing this Marshall. It's a classic blend Marshall, and really like the flight of the Marshall. If it's really windy, or I'm forehanding for some flex shots, I do have a medium harp, and then also one of the higher plastic harps as well. Shout out to Carl Cubbage. This is the Cubby Memorial harp. Moving on to mids. The mids is what I'm really excited about. I haven't switched over from mostly an Innova bag. I started in 2004, so most of my bags have been Innova for a long time, but I really fell in love with the mids that DD and Trilogy in general have. So my mid lineup is really nice. I have a fuse. It's the Gold Line fuse. This is my if I throw it and want the Anheuser, or just throw it straight, it just goes straight shot. I have a Lucid EMAC Truth, and I have a couple of these. Really like the EMAC Truth. And then if I need a little more stability, I go with the Verdict. This just happens to be a Fusion Verdict, but I like the Fusion and Lucid plastic about the same. So like the Verdict, and then I think everybody needs one, the Lucid Justice. This thing is great for forehands and random utility shots. So honorable mentions for the mid lineup. While I was trying to explore all of the mids, I did pick up a Lucid Warrant, but it's not in the bag. Backup EMAC Truth, Lucid EMAC Truth, and not in the bag. Shout out to Mike Solt, Mr. Disc Golf, a Lucid regular Truth. Like this one as well. And then great disc, Lucid Suspects, just not in the bag right now. And then finally, I also have a Tersis. All of these seem like the Tersis and the Warren they were on the fringe, but I like the Fuse more. So moving over to the fairways, have a lot of fairways, just because my arm speed's sort of fairway, that's where I'm at. I have two rivers, one very understable river, and then one a little bit more straight river. I've got a pair of escapes. Where's the other escape? There it is. Pair of escapes. Then if I need to go a little bit more overstable than the escape, I have the Getaway. And then I also have an Explorer and a Felon. Here's the Explorer, and shout out to the Lebanon Crosstown event. Here's a Felon from that. And then other things I have in the bag just to kind of play around with. I don't use them too often. I'm just exploring them. Saint Pro seems to be pretty money. It's like a point and shoot. Just throw it wherever you want. Opto Saint Pro, and really like that. And a Lucid Maverick. I just recently picked this one up maybe like half a year ago or so. I don't play that often, so I work this in when I can on casual rounds, and it seems like a fun disc. It's still not that very beat in yet. So finally, for the distance drivers, like I said, I don't have a ton of arm speed, so I find I get a lot of flight out of a hyzer flip on this Renegade, Lucid Renegade. So that's a nice disc. One of the discs I had a tough time replacing from Innova was the Wraith. Found that the flow was something that a lot of people online were saying might be a good replacement, so I picked up an Opto Flow. This seems to be pretty similar, might be a tad less stable, a little more understable than the Wraith that I was throwing. And then I've got this is my main distance driver if I'm really looking for some distance. It's the Trespass, Lucid Trespass. And then if it's windy or I just really want to power something pretty hard, I do have a Biofusion Defender. So that's it for the in the bag. On discs, other stuff that's in the bag is I do have a Mini. It's a Burke's Disc Golf Club Mini. Shout out to those guys. And aside from some towels and things and markers, I've got a DD little clipboard and a golden retriever, just in case. We do have a lot of water on courses around here in Pennsylvania, so I got a rain fly, and otherwise that's the bag. So thanks for watching, and thanks for considering me for the application.